Welcome to CST Bootcamp Day 11. Please make sure that you write your name and today's date and the period. Let's go ahead and look at our objective for today before we get started. Again, our objective is students will be able to independently work towards mastery of various topics by completing topic lesson cycles and record their progress by checking off each completed lesson on a progress tracker. Go ahead and rate your current level of understanding with regards to the objective. Once you do that, we're ready to move on to the next part. The main idea of a paragraph is what all the sentences are about. Read the paragraph and ask, what's your point? That will help you zero in on the main idea. Read each paragraph carefully. Choose the best answer to the questions that follow. Number 1. Juan loves to play games. His favorite game is chess because it requires a great deal of thought. Juan also likes to play less demanding board games that are based mostly on luck. He prefers Monopoly because it requires luck and skill. If he's alone, Juan likes to play action video games as long as they aren't too violent. What is the main idea of this paragraph? Juan dislikes violence? Well, I know that the question that we should ask ourselves is, what's your point? So, I look at all of these sentences together, and I only see one sentence about violence, and it's very light too, as long as they aren't too violent. So he's not really trying to make a point about that he dislikes violence, that Juan dislikes violence, all right? Let's see, Juan likes to think. Well, it does say that he likes chess because it requires a great deal of thought. But then the other ones say they're less demanding. And for a video game, you probably don't have to think very much at all. So, So he likes both ones that you have to think, and I see this word luck and skill. So that's not really what the whole point of the paragraph is, right? How about Juan enjoys Monopoly? Again, that's only one sentence, and it's only one type of game. He also likes other games in the other sentences, so I know it's not C. D, Juan enjoys playing games. Yes, that's the point. It states that in the beginning, Juan loves to play games, and then it talks all about the different types of games that he likes to play, letting us know that he really enjoys playing games. We know we are correct. The answer is D, and we're ready to move on to the second question. Number 2, Maria is watching too much television. A toddler shouldn't be spending hours staring blankly at a screen. Worse yet, some of her wild behavior has been inspired by those awful cartoons she watches. We need to spend more time reading books with her and pull the plug on the TV. So what is the main idea of this paragraph? Again, you can ask yourself, what's the point? A, watching a lot of television isn't good for Maria. I think that is the point of this paragraph, right? It's telling us that she's watching too much and there's stuff that's not good for her, and they want her to spend more time reading books. So I'm going to circle A, but let's just check and make sure that it's not the rest of them. B, books are good. Well, even though it says that, it's not the main point, the whole point, right? It's not what it's all about. So we know it's not B. All cartoons are bad. Well, it doesn't say that at all. It just says some of them are awful, the ones that she's watching. So let's cross that off. And D, some cartoons are bad for Maria. Well, we know it says that, but it also says other things about TV, right? She shouldn't be spending time on the staring at a blank screen. You could read books. She's watching too much of it. So it's not only about that some cartoons are bad. So we were correct. The answer is A. Watching a lot of television isn't good for Maria. Let's look at number 3. Samantha, I can't eat or sleep when you are gone. I need to hear your scratchy voice and see your lovely toothless smile. I miss that special way that you eat soup with your fingers. Please come home soon. It sounds like Samantha is really missed a lot, right? Even though those are weird things to miss, it sounds like she's being missed. So I'm thinking of that before I even look at my options. So the question is, what is the main idea of this paragraph? I already get a huge sense that Samantha is missed by somebody. Let's look at our options. Samantha, you have bad manners. No, that's not what it's about. Even though she might have bad manners, it's not talking about that. Mostly. B, Samantha, you should see a dentist. No, it never says that. It can't be that one. Let's see. C, Samantha, I miss you. That's what I was thinking it was about right after I finished it. So it's interesting that that is one of the options. It's probably that. Let's just read the last one. Samantha, I have lost my appetite. No, we were right. It is C. All right, let's look at number 4. Someday we will all have robots that will be our personal servants. They will look and behave much like real humans. We will be able to talk to these mechanical helpers, and they will be able to respond in kind. Amazingly, the robots of our future will be able to learn from experience. They will be smart, strong, and untiring workers whose only goal will be to make our lives easier. Which sentence from the paragraph expresses the main idea? Is it someday we will all have robots that will be our personal servants? B, we will be able to talk to these mechanical helpers and they will be able to respond in kind. C, they will look and behave much like real humans. D, amazingly, the robots of the future will be able to learn from experience. So let's ask ourselves again from the beginning, what all the sentences are about. And we can ask ourselves, what's your point? So what's the point of this paragraph, do you think? It's kind of tricky because it's talking about someday we'll all have robots that will be our personal servants. But then it has a lot of information about how they'll be very similar to humans, right? We know it's not B because that's only one part. So let's cross off B. We know it's not D because, again, that's only one piece of information about the robot. We want to know, what is it all about? So it's either A or C. Someday we will all have robots that will be our personal servants. And C, they will look and behave much like real humans. So I think I'm going to check the concluding sentence to see what it sums up, because that can be a clue as to what it's all about also. They will be smart, strong, and untiring workers whose only goal will be to make our lives easier. So, does that sum up that someday we'll all have robots that will be our personal servants, or that they will look and behave much like humans? Well, I know humans aren't untiring, right? We get tired. And it's not our goal to make other people's lives easier, even though sometimes we do that. So I think this supports more that someday we will all have robots that will be our personal servants. Let's go ahead and circle A. Okay, make sure you read your champs before you start working on your lesson. You need to review the expectations of use on the computer. You are now ready to start, get out your progress tracker and start your lesson for today.